My skateboard bag. Everything that I'm going to need for the test is in this bag. When I graduated and was taking my cosmetology exam, it was a lot longer of a test. I wish that I could tell you I remember exactly what was on there, but it felt like it was an 8-hour test. And my bag was huge. It was like a rolling suitcase. It was giant. It was kind of like this, just very large. This is what I packed when I took my exam. So the test has shrunk in size and the kit has also shrunk in size. I got this bag, I think at Walmart, maybe Target. It was not super expensive. It was something that I already had. So feel free to use something that you already have. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy a new bag. A lot of schools will include a duffel or some kind of like a rolling case in their student kit. So if you already have something like that, feel free to bring it. I'm opening up my bag. On the outside, it does say pre-sanitized, clean, or disinfected. You can so eloquently tape a piece of paper on your bag like that. I would put packing tape over the whole thing just to make sure that it doesn't come off. This is already coming off a little bit, so I would make sure that you're taping it on a little bit more. You can also get a luggage tag and put it right there on wherever. Your 30 by 30 kit must be labeled as pre-sanitized, clean, or disinfected. This just means that everything that is in this has already been cleaned, sanitized, or disinfected. So I'm taking out my mannequin first. She's a little rough. She's got some bedhead. I still need to prep her. I'm going to shampoo her. I want to make sure she's kind of like slightly damp the morning of the test. I want to put like a little bit of a leave-in conditioner, something that can be reactivated with water. I'm not bringing any hair products with me. That would be a very quick way for you to get kicked out of the test. So put something in her hair before to make it more manageable, easier to detangle. I let someone borrow her, and well, we're glad she's doing nails. Shampoo her the day of. I'm going to put in some leave-in conditioner. I'm going to braid her back as best as I can, or even just putting her in a ponytail. And then truly, I would put a shower cap on her face, a shower cap over her hair, just to make sure that her hair doesn't get like, cray-cray in this bag. We just, want to make our lives a lot easier in the test, the easiest that we can, because we're already going to be stressing out about everything. She fits in my bag, as well as every single one of my service bags. So I'm going to put them in order in here, in order of service, like in order of the test, so that I'm not questioning like, okay, what section did she just say? What is this? I'm not like, trying to mess with all of this. That's very distracting. It's very loud, so I'm not. But I have everything in order. So my first thing that I'm going to pull out of the bag is my pre-exam setup and disinfection. This is the first section of the test. In this bag, I'm going to have tape. This is what I'm going to tape my labeled trash bag onto my station. I have a little packet of paper towels. I can also carry or put a roll of paper towels in here. And then that roll of paper towels can sit on your station. So don't feel like you have to have this in a package and labeled. On your PSI packet here, it does say that there are items that need to be labeled and items that do not need to be labeled. And paper towels are one that do not need to be labeled. So don't worry about trying to label a paper towel or a bag. Then I have my blood spill kit. This is not for the blood spill incident. This is for, oh my God, I accidentally cut myself. This is just in cases that you're going to leave on your station with everything else. I also have my hair cutting cape that is clean. I washed it, I dried it, I made sure there's no hair, no chemicals, no gel, no crusty dusties. This can stay on your sanitized station as long as you are changing out your drape, your neck strip, all of that. This can remain sanitary, and you can use this for every single section of the test. I also have my EPA registered barbicide. I would fill this up before I go take my test, clearly. Then I have water that is labeled. I have hand sanitizer that is also labeled. Because this has a manufacturer label, you don't have to label it with handwritten or printed label. As long as there's a manufacturer's label, you can have that. And that's everything that goes in the pre-exam setup and disinfection bag. When I'm repacking this bag, I like to face all of the labels out. So the things that don't have labels, I'll put it in first, and then I'll stack everything else on top of it that has a label. And then on this side, I'm going to put my wet items. So my water, my barbicide, and my hand sanitizer. Pulling all the air out of it. So when I repack it in my bag, everything fits back in. During the test, you're going to throw everything away in your trash bag. You can get one of those like really big 13 gallon, or not even 13 gallons, like 55 gallon black trash bags, like for lawn clippings and stuff like that. You can use one of those if you want to dump everything in there. Totally up to you. This is done and repacked. I like to make sure that everything is faced because I want my proctor to be able to pick this up and see that everything has a label. My Monomer and Polymer over tip service. So in this bag, I have wipes. If you brought a roll of paper towels, you can take it from your station, and your hand sanitizer, your EPA, like all of those things, you can bring that with you to the manicure station. Don't feel like you have to have an extra set, but if it's easier just to have smaller mini versions in your service bag, feel free to do that as well. So I have wipes, paper towels, I have EPA, I have all of my chemicals for this service in a bag so that if it breaks, it's not ruining everything. In this bag, I have my odorless polymer. It does have to say odorless on there. Right there, it says odorless. If it has a manufacturer label, again, it doesn't have to have a printed label, just saying that, but it's just overkill just to be safe. This is dehydrator. I have an acid-free primer. I have cuticle oil, and I have my odorless monomer. This is a glass dampen dish, and again, I really want to point out it has to say odorless. So I have this little bag, and these can be honestly used for trash bags. So if you put a trash label on the back of one of these, then you can flip it around and tape it and use it as trash. Just a thought. Or you can have like a little label in there that you put over it when you decide to use it as a trash bag. Those are also options. I then also have my finger, and then I have this little box that has like my acrylic brush, my file, my clippers, my buffer, my nail glue, and my nail tips in it. This is optional. Again, you do not have to have like all these extra bags and cases. I just really like to be clean and organized, and also make sure that if anything does break in there, like my cuticle oil, primer, monomer, anything, then it's not going to destroy my files, buffers, brush, anything like that that I probably need for the rest of the test. I just want to be as safe as possible, but you can literally throw everything in this big bag and be perfectly fine. For my nail tips, I do have a bag of them. There really only has to be, I would say, 3. One that's too big, one that's too small, and one that is going to fit. And then if you want to have a couple of extras that fit, just to make sure that if you drop one or it pops off or literally anything, that you have extras, that's totally perfectly okay too. Same thing with nail glue. I like to make sure that I have more than one, just in case one hardened, one's not coming out, one sucks, you know. With nail glue, it really is hit or miss. I don't know if you've noticed that, but even the same brand, sometimes no two are made the same. So whatever you want to do, totally up to you, but I would have a couple of extra in there. On your acrylic brush, if you have a little like sleeve that goes over it, that's totally fine too. You can put it in there and go on about your life. My next service is the blood exposure incident. This is a very large bag for not a lot of stuff, but feel free, if you want to use a smaller bag for this, you absolutely can. It just has to say blood exposure incident service on the front. In this smaller bag, I have all the things that I need for stopping someone from bleeding and putting a bandage on, and then also all of the disposals. So I have a little biohazard bag. You can also purchase biohazard stickers that you can put onto a regular Ziploc bag if you would like to do that instead of purchasing these. I have band-aids, I have gauze, I have alcohol, and then I have paper towels. I am going to be performing this on the finger from the last service, the acrylic service. And then I also have gloves in here so that when I'm doing this, I can put those gloves on, I can bandage everything, and then I'm taking those gloves off like while I'm holding most of the trash. And then I'm taking that off so it's already kind of in a bag. And then I'm putting it in my biohazard bag. And then I'm putting that biohazard bag in this bag. Everything's going to be double bagged because for your blood exposure incident, you want to make sure that anything that contains biohazard material, aka blood, is double bagged. And then I do also, just because again, I'm crazy, I have an extra bag in here that says trash so that I can bag again, just to make sure that it's very, very sealed. That is it for my blood exposure incident bag. Once I am done with that, we're going to move back to the station and then we're going to do the facial service. So for my facial service, I have all of my wet products in a smaller bag just in case they explode. I have my makeup remover, cleanser, massage cream, toner, and moisturizer. Are these actually those things? Who knows? I do. They're not. It is a simulated product. You do not have to have Lancome makeup remover. You do not have to have an actual toner. It just needs to be a simulated product. I have in my next little bag headband, gloves. Let me show you this headband real quick. This headband is going to go on your mannequin. It's just to keep all of the little hairs back. So you want to make sure that that's sitting on the hairline. I have little water activated sponges. I have cotton rounds, little 1x1 squares, gloves, all of that in here. So these are the things that I'm going to use to remove all of the facial products that I'm using. I also have 2 towels in here because I'm going to do a chemical draping. So I'm doing towel, cape, towel, headband. I'm packing all this back up. You can, again, always put in extra disposable items for anything that you think you might need, like more cotton rounds, more sponges, even another towel or another headband, just to be safe. I have butterfingers and I drop everything all of the time, so I like to make sure that I have plenty of extras just in case. Next, we have the waxing with soft wax service. That is this service bag. I have my large Ziploc. I have in my small Ziploc a pair of gloves. I have spatulas. I have cotton rounds. I have wax strips. I have gauze. I have 2 towels. In here, I have all of my service products. So I have an antiseptic labeled. I have a powder puff that I have created and labeled. This is just a cotton round in a little snack size Ziploc bag with some setting powder in there. And my simulated wax product, I have my post wax product, like my wax remover, and then I have my soothing lotion. That is all the things that I need for the waxing service. Again, I'm putting all of my wet items in this bag so that if anything spills, it's all contained. I want to know what you guys are most nervous about, like as far as packing goes, as far as the experience as a whole. Are you totally scared? Are you prepared? Do you know what you're doing? I want to know in the comments below. After wax, we have our hair cutting. Hair cutting is also a very small bag. We have our shears and a razor. Is this how I would always store your shears and razor? Absolutely not. This will scuff them up and bang them up if this is like a long-term situation. So we want to be as careful as we can. Clearly, we're not going to be as careful as we should, but we want to be as careful as we can so that nothing happens to our shears or our razor. And I have 4 hair clips. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 2 combs. I have a neck strip. This is what I will have underneath my cape that is folded up on my station and can be reused for all the different services because I am ensuring proper draping and I'm making sure that nothing is cross-contaminated, that the cape is never making contact with the skin of the mannequin. That is what is allowing me to use those things over and over. That is it. Let me tell you, one time when I was taking my instructor exam, I was doing a demo. For a blow dry, and I was pulling all of the things out of my bag, and I realized I forgot neck strips. So what did I do? I folded up a paper towel and then put that around the mannequin's neck and worked out totally fine. You just have to have a plan, right? The best option is to figure something out rather than just put that cape on the mannequin regardless, because then you're going to get counted off for each section. So if you find yourself with one neck strip, no neck strip, and you need to find a solution, you can definitely use a paper towel. I would just make sure that you're using anything that is going to keep contact from the cape off of your client. After our hair cutting service, then we have our permanent wave service. This is the bag for permanent wave. In this bag, I have all of my disposables. So this is gloves, cotton. I have end papers in this one. In this bag, I have 2 sectioning combs. I have 7 perm rods. It's a little dangerous. Okay, I would probably put a couple more in there. And then I have 2 clips. I also have 3 towels. Yes, I said 3. We are doing a chemical draping for our mannequin, so we want to do a towel cake towel. But then I also have a 3rd towel for my processing solution. This is a simulated processing solution, but I want to be able to hold a towel underneath and then saturate so that this is all absorbing into the towel. If you don't have a 3rd towel, totally fine. Definitely still use something like paper towels, cotton, I don't know, something absorbent to make sure you're not dripping the processing solution all over the floor. So that is everything in my permanent wave bag. Everything is labeled. Everything as far as my perm solution and then the outsides of the bags. Most of the things in this service does not need to be labeled, so don't worry about labeling like cotton or gloves or anything like that. You really just need to make sure that the simulated wave solution is labeled. You can also put a little thing of protective cream in there, like a little screw top for around the hairline. You can also, you know, simulate that product. The next thing is our thermal, our blow dry and thermal curling service. In this bag, there's a lot going on. I have a round brush, does not need to be labeled. I have a curling iron, does not need to be labeled. I have a lot of students that are like, oh my gosh, but Mr. blah, 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 and Miss so-and-so told me that I have to have a Marcel. You do not have to have a Marcel. It says electric curling iron. So it can have a spring. It does not have to be a Marcel. No one's testing you on that. Then we have a blow dryer. I did a video reviewing this blow dryer, which sounds crazy, but I did. And my favorite feature is that, and for this purpose, it makes it so much easier to have it in a bag because you don't have all of this going on. And then I also have my pre-sanitized implements bag. It has a neck strip, it has 4 clips, and it has 2 combs in there as well. And then I also have a towel in there. So once I am done with my electric curling iron, I can wrap that towel in there and dump it into the trash bag. If I don't have a towel in there, I'm going to melt the trash bag. So yeah, again, if you don't have another towel, be creative, figure it out, wrap some paper towels around it, kind of let it cool off for as long as you can. But I would really make sure you have a towel in your service bag to wrap that with. And we are at the last section. I'm very excited. This is the chemical bag. So in my chemical application, I have sectioning combs, I have clips, I have foil. It's really hard to keep it from getting crumpled in there. Do your best. It's fine. I have 3 color brushes because I am, again, OCD. I don't like to get goopy all over my goopy. I just don't like to be goopy. So I have 3 color brushes. So after each one, I can kind of wrap a paper towel around it, toss it in my trash bag so that it's not getting gel everywhere. I also have my simulated bleach. I have my simulated relaxer retouch and my simulated virgin relaxer product. All of these are gel. I also have 3 pairs of gloves because, again, I don't like to be goopy. You don't have to change your gloves in between each of these sections, but you totally can. Totally up to you. If you want to wear the same pair of gloves, you're more than welcome to. If you want to use the same brush, you're more than welcome to. I choose not to. And then I also have my protective cream that is labeled as well. So this is going to be the last bit of your test. You're going to have your chemical service preparation, which is 10 minutes. And then you're going to do your highlight which is not timed. Your proctor is going to go around and score everybody individually. And then you have your virgin relaxer and your relaxer retouch. And then your end of service or your end of exam service is 10 minutes. And that's where you're taking everything that's still left on your station, your mannequin stand, all that, hand sanitizer, water, EPA, everything's going in your trash. I would keep out your paper towels, your EPA, and your hand sanitizer to the very last. I like to put my hand sanitizer right next to the trash bag so that anytime I throw something away, I'm just instinctually, because I don't want to get counted off for that. The last thing that needs to go in that trash bag is your hand sanitizer, because after you've sprayed everything down, your chair base, your station, you're going to throw that EPA away. Then you're going to take your paper towels, you're going to wipe everything down, throw that away. And then your last hand sanitizer, throw that away, tie up that trash bag, you're good, okay? What is left in my bag is my mannequin stand. I totally forgot to bring that out earlier. I have this version of a mannequin, it's a tripod. And then I also have a C-clamp because I don't know exactly what every location looks like and I want to be prepared for anything. So I have a tripod as well as this little doohickey in here. And everything, again, is inside of this big bag and it's sealed. So I want to put everything back in my bag in the order that I'm going to use it in. I like to put the mannequin and all the other things that I'm going to pull out first on top. So I'm going to start in reverse order, putting in my chemical preparation bag, making sure all that air is out of there, and then smushing it over to the side. Then I have my next biggest bag, which is that Blowdry. She's going to go right there. Then I have my permanent wave. Permanent wave. It's going back in here. Haircut. Wax. And I have facial, blood exposure, acrylic, and then my pre-exam setup. This is the last bag that goes in here, and then I'm going to put my mannequin stand and my mannequin. Come on, Debbie. Let's go. She's cute. Oh, she was cute. Okay, we're just gonna put her in there. She's just gonna, okay. You don't have to bring a tripod. Again, I'm just over prepared. And she is zipped and ready to go. So thanks for packing with me. I hope that this helped you pack your bag too. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comments. This is my Instagram as well. I'm going to be posting a lot of tips and tricks and anything else I can think of on there to help you guys. Let me know how it goes. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope to see you next time. YouTube is going to suggest a couple videos here for you if you want to check out more things that I've been doing. Things are not going to stop. 2025 is going to be a big year. We're going to finish out our state board series, and then it's going to be like full force into foundations. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.